Whoa. This doesn't require a lengthy intro. No. It does not. So we're going to skip the lengthy intro. I want to get right to it. I know y'all are excited. I'm definitely excited about this review. Let's get into it. Okay. So, my new favorite phone. I've been so excited to do this review. I was kind of waiting for a final monthly patch, waiting for basically a month to pass by and give you my review. I love this phone so much. I almost wanted to second guess myself. Am I falling head over heels in love too fast? I don't think so. But I wanted to give myself a full month using the device so I can give you my accurate assessment on where it stands, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I have these I have these 6 phones here, right? This is a review of the Nothing Phone 2A. Sorry, I should have stated that from the very beginning. However, I wanted to line these up to kind of give you a better view of kind of what we're dealing with here, right? So let me zoom out just a little bit and I'll give you a little better view. Let me go to this other camera. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. So look, here this gives you a size comparison. So you can kind of tell how big the phone is. Now it's got a 6.7 inch display, right? Same as the Nothing Phone 2. Same as most devices up here, actually. But let's check it out. So you get the Pixel 8 Pro. You got the Nothing Phone 2. You have the Nothing Phone 2A, which we are talking about. iPhone 15 Pro. Small phone. iPhone 14 Pro Max, and then you have the big gargantuan S24 Ultra. Oh, and I'm filming on a S24 Plus, and I'm also filming on a S22, right? So it's got a 6.1 inch display, same as this, and the S24 Plus 6.7 inch display, same as these 3 here on the left. So same basic size, but just to give you a good size comparison with this Nothing Phone 2A. But let me go ahead and zoom back in because we're going to want to get a closer look at this device. So Nothing Phone 2A. Again, very excited to kind of give you my thoughts. I do a daily live stream. Join us every single afternoon. eSIM Studios podcast. I record it live, right? And I encourage you to join us. I know my daily viewers some of them might be annoyed, some of them might not, of how much I brag about this phone. I've tried to not talk about it so much, but that just goes to tell you how much I love this phone. Little background before we get into the review. I don't use mid-range phones. I just don't. I've tried them in the past, and I just can't get into them, right? So my workload is very heavy. I do run online businesses. I run a lot of applications, intensive, memory intensive, graphic intensive, CPU intensive applications, tasks. I have a ton of applications in the background, and I rarely clean my apps, my recent apps. I just don't, right? Because I need to, 20, 30 apps open. I need to scroll back from something I did earlier in the day, and I need that memory to be there so I can go back to the app and continue what I was doing, right? So I don't use mid-range phones because they would always drop memory. They would always drop apps in the background because they're running out of RAM memory. Plus they're sluggish, right? Mid-range phones are sluggish. CPUs are just not up to par. GPUs are not up to par. RAM is never up to par. So I never use mid-range phones. I've tried everything from OnePlus to Samsung, even to the Pixel, the A series. I just don't use them. They're not suitable for my daily needs, right? And everybody's different. I get that. Everybody's different. But I wanted to take a chance on this Nothing Phone 2A. I thought I was probably not going to like it. It's probably going to suck. I mean, it's going to be sluggish. At the very least, I thought it was going to be sluggish. Look, we went into it knowing it had good stats, right? But I was worried about the CPU, and we'll get into that in a minute. I was worried about the CPU not being able to keep up with my daily needs, right? I knew it came with 12 gigs of RAM. I knew it had 256 gigs of storage, so that's good. I was just worried about the CPU, but I was so impressed with the Nothing Phone 2 that I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a chance. $349. What the hell, right? If I didn't like it, I was just going to give it away on one of my live streams, and some lucky winner can enjoy it. So I didn't really have that high of expectations. I was kind of excited because it's a new Nothing phone. I love Nothing. One of my favorite phones right now of all time is the Nothing Phone 2. Quick background story. I did not like this phone when it came out. Very, very excited. Sky's the limit. I was super excited to get this. I did not like it when I first got it. Cameras were no good. And it's documented. You can go back on my channel. I got videos. The cameras were no good. I blasted them when I first got it because the camera sucked. And I kept those videos are still up. And the operating system just wasn't, for whatever reason, up to par. Like, it wasn't, I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on. I don't know if it was optimized or what, but my God, did they flip the script on me. Every single month, every update, it got better and better and better and better. Now we're sitting at 10 months, and it's one of my favorite phones. Cameras have the biggest turnaround I've ever seen in the mobile industry, ever. From launch day to where we're sitting at right now, basically 10 months into its life, the biggest turnaround I've ever seen when it comes to camera performance. Now, I say that because, again, when I first got it, sensors sucked. And it took them a few months to fine-tune the sensors and all that good stuff, right? So, again, this is not a Phone 2 review. We're on the 2A, but hear me out. But knowing that gave me confidence in buying this Nothing Phone 2A, because I said, well, the cameras, I didn't really have high hopes for the cameras, but I was like, you know what? They did such a good job on turning this around from a phone that, quite frankly, I didn't really like. In fact, was going to sell it, to a phone that I absolutely love. So, well, what the hell? Look, if this comes out and it's the same thing, and so, you know, I'll give Nothing the benefit of the doubt, right? That they'll turn it around on this one too. And boy, am I glad I bought the device, because I think this is one of my favorite phones of all time. Just look at it, right? So what I love about it, obviously it's got see-through back. Obviously it has the glyph lights. Looks similar but different to the Phone 2 to the Phone 2A. Now it is plastic, however, it's not a bad thing. This thing is very, very light. It's almost like holding a piece of paper in your hand. It's that light. Now, I love the color design that they chose. All white, all the way around the device, right? Because on the Phone 2, this is metal. Although the mid-frame is metal all the way around, right? And it's a brushed aluminum metal. And then you got glass and glass. Well, this, you know, when I purchased this, I was like, damn, I wish they made the mid-frame, which is the border, which is the technical term for the part of the border of the phone. It's called the mid-frame. I used to work in the industry. But I was like, damn, it would look so cool if that was white. Well, turns out my wishes came true, and they made this all white all the way around to match the back. Now, back is plastic. Mid-frame, plastic. Well, I mean, inside it's aluminum, but outside's plastic. And this is glass, right? Same 6.7-inch display as this one. Fingerprint sensor, basically in the same spot. Same 6.7-inch display as I mentioned. 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. Could not be happier with this device. As I mentioned, I'm not a mid-range phone fan, and maybe it makes me sound a little snooty or snotty, but again, it is what it is, right? I can't use mid-range phones because they're sluggish, and I use stuff for work, again, online businesses, stuff like that. This phone has been able to keep up with everything that I do. Absolutely everything. There's even times where I forget which phone I have, right? I'm like, damn, did I pick up the Phone 2 or the Phone 2A? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's the 2A because of the sides, right? But just to tell you, no issues whatsoever. It is buttery smooth. Operating system is phenomenal. it's been a joy to use. And it's $349. It's a no-brainer. And we'll get into the service and here in the United States and stuff like that. But look at the operating system. So it just got updated. Let me see if I can zoom in again. Now, let me move these devices because sometimes my camera will want to focus on other objects in the background. So to prevent a blurry screen, let me remove all these other devices. And if I have to, I'll keep the phone 2 handy right here to the left. But this device right here, let me switch to a bigger view here. There we go. So we are on, let's see, we are on Nothing OS 2.5.5.A. That's the latest operating system for this device. It is on the May security patch. Now look, MediaTek Dimensity 7200 Pro is the 12 gig RAM, 256 gigs of storage, has the same pair of 50 megapixel sensors, exact same sensors as the Nothing Phone 2. So that was another one of my not necessarily worries, because remember, I knew how well they improved these. I said, well, shit, if they've improved these sensors so well, they gotta know how to fine tune these, right? So it's got a front 32 megapixels selfie camera. So does this phone 2. 7200 CPU MediaTek Dimensity, right? So that's about a 1-year-old CPU. That's the main thing I was worried about. I thought, well, it may not be able to keep up. But here's what Nothing did. Nothing, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. They know what they're doing, and they sure did come through for me. So Nothing engineers in the R&D department actually teamed up with the MediaTek engineers and took this 1-year-old CPU and basically revamped it, right? They worked together in tandem, basically put this Dimensity 7200 CPU on steroids. They boosted it up. As you can tell, it is the Pro version. It says Pro there. The OG version is not Pro. So this is a revamped, refocused, tuned up, steroided up, beefed up CPU. And yet it handles everything I throw at it. Now, let me say this. I'm not a gamer. I don't play games on my devices. It's strictly multitasking. It's strictly business. It's strictly a website oversight. It's strictly e-commerce. No games. So if you're interested in buying this and you play games all the time, you might want to go look at another review. Quite honestly, I did do a benchmark testing, and wasn't the greatest benchmark scores. Matter of fact, I think I still have them. Let's see, Geekbench. Does it give us history? Yep. So here's the Geekbench scores. Geekbench 6. You can tell it was on May the 11th. It was about a week ago from today. Single score, you got 1104. Multi-score, 2538. That's for the CPU. GPU, I did not test, but that was the main interest. So hang on one second and I'll show you the other score. Okay, so here we have the other scores, right? So this is the Pixel 8 Pro with the Tensor G3 CPU. So again, this is the Dimensity 7200. Got a single core score of 1104, and a multi-core score of 2538 for the Nothing Phone 2A, right? So I'll leave that right there. Here's the Pixel 8 Pro. This has the Tensor G3 chip. Got a single core score of 1753, multi-core score, of 4347. Right? That's not the most powerful CPU, so it goes to show, right? This is the Nothing Phone 2. So let's look at this score. Got a single core of a single core score of 1726 and multi-core score of 4504. So this has the Snapdragon 8 Gen Plus 1 with these scores. And this again has the Tensor G3 with these scores. And then the big boy, the S24 Ultra with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Let's see this. Got a single core score of just under 2200 and a multi-core score of 6582. So the Nothing Phone 2A does not get that close, right, to any of them. So if you just looked at these scores without watching a review, you'd probably be like, damn, that's a weak ass processor, right? Like, it doesn't even keep up. And again, I'm not a gamer, so I can't tell you how it performs playing games. I've moved past that. I just don't have time to play games, right? But don't let it fool you. Do not let this trick you. Looks can be deceiving. It may not perform the best playing the AAA games or whatever you want to call them, the Genshin Impact and all those games may not be or perform the best playing the games. However, they fine-tuned it for multitasking. It is smooth as butter. No, so that's what I'm saying. These scores will fool you if you just look at the scores. Do not go by the scores. This is an absolute marvel from what Nothing and MediaTek did in repurposing this CPU for this specific device. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked and amazed, because when you see those scores, you're like, holy crap. That's like twice as good. These two are twice as good as the 2A, and this phone is like 3 times as good as the 2A, right? Now it's brand new, it's freaking $1,500, top of the line Android phone, yeah, so it's not really a fair comparison, you know. $350 right here. Nothing Phone 2 was what, $700 brand new. Pixel 8 Pro is $1,000 brand new. So again, don't really look at these scores. The looks can be deceiving, because this Nothing Phone 2A is just as smooth of an operating system as any other device here. It handles 25 apps running in the background, no issues whatsoever. I've been using this phone as my secondary phone, right? I got my T-Mobile line in here. Can you see? No. You got you can barely tell. So T-Mobile's in here. That's my main line. And then check this out. I have Google Fi in here, right? And again, what was the story coming out with the Phone 2A? Oh, it's not really meant for America, for the US, but it is going to be available on their developer program. Okay. Well, I didn't really know what to expect going into that, because with the Phone 1, same type of deal, right? Not meant for America, but we do have a developers program, so what the hell? So I got it in the mail, didn't really know what to expect, and I'm blown away. For $350, this is probably the best phone you can buy for the price, right? Don't get me wrong, for the price. Price does matter, right? Because it's basically a quarter or a third, depending on what storage variant you get, a quarter or a third of the price of this S24 Ultra. But you cannot tell the difference in me using it between the 2 and the 2A, right? I just can't. I gotta give it up to Carl Pei. I gotta give it up to Nothing for making a freaking phenomenal. I'm blown away by what you can get for $350. I guarantee you, any other Samsung. What's the comparable Samsung phone? I don't even know, because I don't look for mid-range phones. I don't review mid-range phones. I just don't. I don't know. The A series, I'm guessing, Samsung A something. I have no idea. But what I do know, this even performs better than the FE versions of Samsung, right? So I had the S23 FE, S22 FE. So it was very sluggish. You could tell it was just not up to par. Something was missing. The operating system would have a lot of skips and hiccups and blurps. This would freaking blaze through anything I've thrown at it. Anything. Again, no games, but I'm talking real world usability here. Blows through everything. Very, very impressed, right? So you have let's get into operating system. So the home widgets, very nice, very unique, right? You have your choice of, let's get into it. So you have your choice of widgets. So here are the widgets. Nothing widgets. You have 26 widgets. You have battery widgets, right? You can add all these to the home screen. Battery widgets. Camera widgets, which is cool because it'll give you like a head on the home screen right here. Right there. Very cool. Music. Weather. You can actually they have these little widgets for your Google apps. Very, very cool. And look, you can even do a voice recorder right there. Just start it right from the home screen. You got your time, date. And look at this. You have Chat GPT integrated. So just like Google Assistant, like with Google Voice, how you can activate Google Voice from the home screen from the search bar down there. Well, guess what? You can run a Chat GPT voice-enabled search, or hey, tell me about. So yeah, I've used Chat GPT before. It's nice to have it integrated into your phone, right? Very, very cool. So let's check out these other widgets. We went through the battery. We went through the camera. So here's the Chat GPT. You can do multiple widget, so it'll activate a type, a voice, or a picture prompt. Or you can do any one of those three as a single widget, whether it's you want to use just one widget for your voice search, another widget for a picture prompt, ask them what picture this is, what is it, voice, picture, and type. So you can have one of those three options and place that up on your home screen as well. Clock, very, very nice, very cool looking. Compass, very cool. Media player, as I showed you on my home screen. Nothing X for the nice earbuds there. We are expecting to get the earbuds A in here sometime soon. Hopefully it's sooner than later, and we will review it, the white version of the earbuds A with this version, white version of the Nothing Phone 2A. You got your pedometer here, your walk meter. Photos, right? Very cool. Very cool little photo widget. You have your quick look at your weather and forecast for the day. Quick settings. You can also add that to the home screen. Where are we at? Recorder. There we go. Recorder. And as I had on mine, screen time. I never look at mine because it's probably insanely high. But if you want to monitor it, you should be my guest. And then weather, right? One of my favorite widgets. So they got a number of widgets to please you, whatever you want to use, right? And then you got your normal widgets here. Whatever apps you want to use, they got it for you, right? Here's that Chat GPT. Actually, this is a really cool one because it's got all those mixed into one nice little widget. Let's actually go ahead and add that. Okay, now let's do a voice prompt. Actually, will it do a picture? I won't do a picture prompt. Let's do a voice. Tell me the history of Google. There you go. Just something I'm sure y'all can use it better than I can, but nice to have it implemented right into the operating system, right? And then while we're here, might as well look. So ChatGPT, I have some plugins here on the left. Some other history there on the side. And then you have a little plus button here where you can add photos, pictures, folders that you want to implement. You have the voice activated microphone down there on the bottom right. Very, very nice to have this implemented here in the device. Got your settings. And then if you want to start typing, you can start typing away. And then obviously you can pay for the plus if you want to. I have not yet, but you can if you want to. So here is that's what the widget looks like. It's very cool. Let me move this. Actually, you know what? There we go. It looks better. That damn light in your face. I mean, in the screen. So let's compare it to the phone 2. Right? So you got the home screen there. Phone 2, 2A. Phone 2, 2A. Let's go home. We are home. Okay, so let's look at, are the widgets the same? Yes, widgets are all basically the same. Now, what about the pull-down menus? The pull-down menu the same? Keep on rocking the camera. Looks pretty similar, right? Pretty damn similar. Now, what about the glyph lights, right? You can long press and the glyphs will come on. Let's turn them around. Let's turn the screen off. So you got the glyph lights. So on the phone 2, you have a number of glyph lights. And on the phone 2A, you have 3 main glyph lights. Now, it looks like they're flashing in the video. I don't know why. I'm looking at my screen. But with the naked eye, they're not flashing. There's just a solid LED light. So don't let that fool you if you're saying, whoa, wait a second, it's flashing. That's not the case with the naked eye. So you do get a minimal number of glyph lights. Look, they're trying to save money, trying to reduce costs. You can't expect them to make a clone of the phone 2 and ask for half the price, right? They got to cut costs somewhere. So you do get half the glyphs, or less than half, but you get just enough, right? You get just enough to look cool, and people are like, oh, what phone is that? I've been asked when I'm out of the house. I've been asked so many times, yo, what phone is that? I say it's the new nothing phone 2A. People love this phone. It's an eye catcher. It does not have wireless charging, but that's not a big deal to me. I don't use wireless charging. So I don't care. But if you do, I'm going to take that into consideration, right? But uses the same 33 watt fast charging. Charges up pretty quick. Let's go ahead and turn this off. And let's check out the fingerprint sensor in the face unlock. I'm in somewhat lighting, but should work fine. Ready? Let's do face. Work there. Work there. As you can tell, check this out. Google Fi. I'm in Texas, so it works here in the US. Oops. It didn't work. There we go. I had it disabled. I waited too long. There we go. So face unlocks work. Now let's check the fingerprint scanner. Works. 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 Okay. Now let's go into the settings. Here's the quick settings. You can just like any other Android phone, you can obviously customize that to how you want. You have a different little layout than your regular Android, right? So here's the Samsung. Let's go into the Samsung settings. As you can tell, Samsung. And then Pixel. This is more of a stock Android look and feel. with nothing skin on top of it, right? But let's show you what these settings look like. So it is a little different, right? Samsung's way different, so we'll move that to the side. But as you can tell, you have the two main big network and internet on the top left, and you have the Bluetooth connected devices on the top right. That's the ones I use the most, and I'm sure most people, that's what settings they typically use the most. That's why they're up front and center on the Nothing operating system in the settings, which they would be number 1 and number 2 on Pixel anyway. So getting into settings, just like any other Android phone, right? Pairs wonderfully with the Galaxy Buds, as you can tell. Apps, I mean, it's basically a stock Android, right? It's got everything you want and need right here. And you do have a special glyph interface setting. You can choose between your different ringtones, obviously. Notifications. You can turn your glyph lights on or off. You don't have to have them on. Flip to glyph, so if your phone is ringing, you can silence it just by flipping it. And then you can have your glyph timer. Same thing as with the Nothing Phone 2, where you can set a timer, and then your glyph will essentially go down to 0 with the light, right? So you know kind of where so if you set your timer for 10 minutes, then this will be a full 10 minutes. And as it goes down to 5, at the half, it'll be halfway, right? And if you get to 2.5 minutes, it'll be a quarter of the way, and 0 would be right here. Same thing on this phone. It does the same thing. You have the Composer. Very cool, as you can tell. I haven't installed it, but I did play around with it on this phone. You can make your own glyphs. You can make your own ringtones here on the device, right? Listen. Something fun to play around with. Actually, it's really cool. Actually, I just haven't gotten around to it on this phone, but it's very cool. I really like that. Volume indicator, right? So with the glyphs, it'll show you your volume levels, right? Look. Turn your volume up, it goes up. Turn your volume down, it goes down. Very cool. So leave that on. Glyph progress, so you can sync this with third-party applications. Uber, Zomato, which I have no idea what that is, and then Google Calendars as well, right? Music visualization, give life to the party. So if you're playing music, it'll basically light up as the beat goes. You know how sometimes you're watching you know, sometimes it's cool too if you set it down, the glyph lights will go on and off. Watch. Well, it did it. Up, there it goes. So it'll do like a beat, like a synthesizer. Like if you're playing music and you see the stuff going up and down, it'll do the same thing. If you're playing a song with this phone and you lay it face down, it'll do the same thing with going along with the beat, right? Very cool. Yeah, no, thank you. Okay. Bedtime schedule. If you don't want the glyphs to be shining you in the eyeball when you're trying to go to sleep, you can put this on a timer. So if your typical bedtime's from 10 p.m. and you wake up at 7 a.m., you can set it. Or you can set it from midnight to 5 a.m. Or if you're like me and you go to bed at 2 and you wake up at 8, you know, you can set it for that as well. So very nice. Does give you functionality with this that you're not... Customization you're not going to see on any other mid-range phone, period. You're not going to get this level of coolness, this level of customization on any other mid-range phone. I could promise you that. This is So cool. I'm so excited. I love this phone. Fun to play with. Just a fantastic device. So battery life's been really good. Look, one day, 8 hours, I'm still on 48%. Are you kidding me? Battery life has been phenomenal. On a full charge, I'm on now. I haven't used it. It's my second phone, right? So I use my main phone. I use all the time. Secondary phone I use for some customer calls or play around with. So I'm not on it 24/7 like I am my main phone. However, I do use it throughout the day. But look at this. Basically, you still have half the battery life left, and I've been on it for 1 day and 8 hours. So you could technically go 2 days with this battery. I'm sure a day and a half under heavy usage. But what other phone can you say that about? Almost no other phone. So you get good battery life, right? And it's all the same battery settings as all the other devices. This is a 256 gig variant. You got your storage here. Sound and vibration. Again, same thing as all the other Android phones. Display. Colors. I got a live, standard. My display refresh rate. 120 hertz refresh rate here on this device. It is not a LTPO panel. It is not. However, it's a phenomenal panel, and it's actually a flexible OLED that is actually not flexing, right? But they can actually squeeze more. It's actually a thinner panel. So the flexible OLEDs, which is made for, not necessarily made for flip phones, but in case you wanted to use the panel, the OLED panel for a flip phone, you could, but it's paper thin, which is why they chose for this device. Now, sometimes I believe this display is brighter than the Nothing Phone 2 screen. That's just me. I don't know if that's the real case, but to me it feels like the display on this 2A is better than the display on this 2. And now I'm talking about colors, brightness, stuff like that, right? This is an LTPO panel, but this 2 is not a flexible OLED. So you do have HDR display here. You can set the refresh rate. Let's see. Lock screen, same thing, right? So a lot of these are going to get the same as just any other Android phone, but it's not just any other Android phone. It's a Nothing phone, and that sets it apart from any other phone. And it's a $349 phone, right? And yeah, so I absolutely love it. Incredible device. Now let's get into usage in the United States. It works for T-Mobile. I would not use it in the U.S. if you have Verizon. I would not use it in the U.S. if you had AT&T or any MVNO carrier from AT&T or from Verizon. Meaning Cricket, not going to work because it's under AT&T. Visible, not going to work because it's under Verizon. Only if you have T-Mobile or a T-Mobile subvariant, meaning T-Mobile works phenomenal on here. I've gotten speeds on here up to 500 megabits on the download speeds testing this. I'm using it on Google Fi because Google Fi works. It runs on T-Mobile towers and T-Mobile service. So this will work with T-Mobile. This will work with Google Fi. This will work with Mint Mobile. This will work with Metro by PCS. This will work with Tello. This will work with Simple Mobile. Again, any smaller company, just do your homework. If you have Tello, or even if you have some brand that I'm not naming, do your homework. Get on Google and see, is Google your my carrier, and say, is my carrier does my carrier use T-Mobile towers? See what it says. If it says yes, it will work. I'm strongly recommending this phone for anybody. If you're a workhorse like I am, it's just suitable. I can't believe I'm saying this for a $350 phone. I could, if I did not have my S24 Ultra, my workhorse, and I had to use this as my number one phone, daily work phone, I'd be completely fine. Completely fine. So again, this is good for not only for anybody, right? If you're a workhorse of a person, you run your online business, this will work. If you want to get your child a first phone, right? If you're getting a teenager and it's her first phone, this would be perfect. It's not a $1,000 phone. You're going to be worried about breaking it. You're going to be worried, she's going to drop it and shatter it. It's $350, and you can get insurance for it. Not through nothing, but you can get third-party insurance. If you need to get your father or a parent or a new phone, and they don't know really what to get them this. It's even better than a Pixel. Yes, I would get this over a Pixel A series. I would get this over a Pixel 7a. I would get this over a Pixel 8a that just came out. Yes. It may sound crazy. That's just my opinion. I loved it so much. The cameras are good. Look, they're not the very best. However, I have been shocked with the photos I've taken on here. This is not a mid-range phone. I don't know what Nothing is doing over there in London, where their headquarters is. I don't know what Carl Pei is putting in the sauce over there. They're doing something right. And here's the thing. I don't even think I'm going to say this about any other phone, quite honestly, unless they put out a 3A, which I'm sure they will, 4A. I'm shocked. Quite frankly, I'm shocked at what they've been able to do with this thing. So it's good for elderly. It's good for children. It's good for your parents. It's good for your sister or brother that may not be a tech enthusiast, don't really know what kind of phone to get. Or say, you know what if they're an iPhone user and they say, you know what, I'm going to give Android a try, right? I want to try Android, give it a try, see what it's all about. Get them this phone, or tell them to buy this phone. You can buy it on Nothing's website. You do not have to be a developer. You do not have to be this is not in the beta program like the Nothing Phone 1, right? So all the Nothing Phone 1 devices they sent over here were in the beta program. This is not it. This is not it. So this is a full-fledged phone that they're selling in the United States. So this is a full go. I've kind of run out of things to say good about this. I really don't have any bad things to say. Again, it's $350, right? So what more can you expect? This blows me away in every single category. Charging speeds are pretty quick, 33 watt charging speeds, 5,000 milliamp per hour battery, as you can tell, lasts freaking 2 days. What's not to like about it? It looks beautiful, right? So this is by far, it's gonna, at the end of the year, I do my phones of the year. This is gonna land, I can guarantee you, somewhere. Probably the best deal you can buy, right? Because look, the Pixel A series, they're getting higher and higher cost every single year. They raise the price on the Pixel A series. This is, I don't want to say half the price, but of a Pixel A, which is in the same class, but $350 compared to what, $500, $150 less. You get 3 years software updates, 4 years of security updates, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure 3 years software, 4 years security. Just enough time, right? By then, I'm sure you'll be ready for a new phone. Speakers are loud as hell. Display's nice and bright. It's just a phenomenal device, and honestly, I can't say anything better, right? I don't know what else to say. But if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll love to answer any questions, concerns you have in regards to this device. They have plenty of cases on Amazon now, screen protectors. There are plenty of them on Amazon. Actually, you can buy this phone on Amazon now. However, you can get it on Nothing's website literally for $350. Amazon, they're selling it for $100 more. So if I were you, I would get it from Nothing. It's $100 cheaper. You can buy it on Amazon. They have it in white and black. But again, it's $100 more. Now, Amazon can ship it to you probably the next day. But if you want to save $100, Nothing got this to me in a few days. I think 3 or 4 days from Hong Kong. So save $100. Wait another day or two and order it on Nothing's website. I'll put links in the description. I don't get any kickback from this, right? Just passing on good information and a good phone review. So I've absolutely enjoyed this phone. It's becoming one of my favorites. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. Honestly, I don't think I'll ever sell this phone. I'm going to keep it in the drawer. Keep it as a... I'm weird, right? Okay. Some phones I get attached to and I can't sell. And I can tell you, this is going to be one of them. I absolutely love it. I think you will too. So if you got any questions, hit me up. Love to answer anything you got for this device. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, we do live streams every single day. We talk technology, what's in the news, phones. We talk case reviews, anything technology, anything mobile technology related. We talk about it in our daily live stream every day, right around in the afternoon, 4 or 5 p.m. every single day. eSIM Studios podcast live stream. So I'll see you there. If you got any questions, hit me up in the comments. Until next time, peace out.